Find us on Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. Equilibrium Paranormal. Stay spooky.
Oh, we're here. Good evening, everybody. If you're watching later, good afternoon, good morning, good night, or good evening. Welcome to Equilibrium Collective. I'm your host, Laura Jane, and this is Terry, my other host.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you. Been a busy week.
As always.
But yeah, how's your week been?
Yeah, really busy. Things picking up now. Now the whole lockdown thing is slowly opening up. Getting lots of things happening all at once. All the stuff that we should have been doing while we were in lockdown is all sort of coming at us at once. So I'm doing a degree, aren't I? So everything's coming to the end and everything is just... So it's all good fun.
Yeah. We've got to love doing a bit of college. Oh, no, university, sorry.
Uni, yeah. Yeah. Never too old, apparently, even though I am older than some of my tutors. But, you know...
You think my mum went into nursing when she was in her 50s?
Really? Gosh.
Yeah, she went into university to do that.
I'm not doing anything quite so intensive. I'm just doing performing arts. So
yeah, I got the
I just want a degree. I don't actually have to work for it. But saying that, it is really hard work. So.
Oh, good evening, Simon. You're right. Finished watching your Star Trek, have we? But well, tonight we're going to be talking about sirens and fairies.
Yes.
The mythology of sirens. Very. I'm looking to do psychology in Open University. Oh, really? Are you, Simon?
That's cool. I did something at Open University. I haven't got the willpower to keep going. I really enjoyed it as well. I was doing art. I can't even remember what it was called. It was something to do with humanities, something to do with art. It was all about all the impressionists and all the rest of it. And it was really interesting. Yeah. But then, you know, life.
Kids. And everything else in between.
Pub. No.
I miss the pub. I can't wait for the pub.
I do miss the pub. Right. What are we going to talk about first? We talk about the merfolk or the fae?
I think we should do the merfolk first. Let's do the sirens.
I do want to say before we start this, actually, I said to you before, I know I'm a little bit of a cynic when it comes to most things, but I do believe in fairies. I do. and in the merfolk and in Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster and all of it, I absolutely believe, but it's more of a case of a force of will. I believe because I choose to believe. Yeah. More than I have ever found any kind of evidence to suggest any of it is real, because every little bit of evidence that I've ever found has always been quite easily debunked. And eventually someone's admitted to it being fake eventually. And
yeah. I mean, it's not the same with paranormal. I mean, no one's got definite proof. It's something you either believe in or you don't.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do.
Hi, Chloe. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Right, so sirens. Let's get into it now.
Let's get into it.
Know it all starts with Greek mythology. It's a Greek mythology thing that's started there. What have I got here?
It was the sirens on the rock, wasn't it? Calling out to the sailors and making them crash their boats.
Yeah, wasn't it? You had is it the poet Homer, and he did Odyssey.
Yes.
And then you had it was basically, the story goes, you had Odysseus. He was obviously on his boat, and I know I can't remember. There was a sorceress. I can't remember her name. That's terrible. But she told him about, because he wanted to go back to where he lives, back to his wife Cersei, I believe she was called. And on this boat, she basically told him, you've got to be careful of the sirens. So she told him to tell the cabin crew, his sailors, his crewmates, to put beeswax in their ears
So
and
they
to
couldn't
tie
hear
him
it.
to the mast so he could hear it, but so they could sail past. And apparently, for any sailors that go past the sirens, if they escape it, they die. They will kill themselves. They'll drown. They'll go into the sea and drown.
There's no win
But
situation
then,
there, is
either the sailors die or the sirens die. The sailors live. And like most people think that obviously with sirens that they look like mermaids. They're not mermaids.
No, they're a different thing.
They're based on half birds, half
Yes.
woman.
Yeah, they are a different
And
thing.
they got their, what's the name? Is it Persephone? I don't know how you say her name.
Personifi. Is that the one? Personifi?
Personifi, that's the one. I don't know why, literal what I'm saying. And it come about how they got their wings. They said about she got abducted by Hades, and Demeter, I'm terrible with trying to pronounce names, was
All these Greek weird names.
Persephone's mother. And there's two stories to it, to whether they gave them, Demeter gave her the sirens their wings to like burst to get to try and save Persephone. And then the other side of it saying she made them sirens to punish them for not stopping Hades from taking Persephone.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
that
I
makes
mean,
sense.
all these Greek legends are all very punishment based. So it's probably the latter.
Yeah.
But yes, the sirens and mermaids are two things that get mixed up quite a lot, but are not really related. And not so much with the sirens. I mean, the sirens were very, very Greek mythology centric. That you don't really see that in other cultures. That half bird, half person.
Yeah.
And the Greeks were massive with half animal, half person. You had the Minotaur and lots of other ones. The half horse and half man, and half bull and half man, and half wolf and half man. You got loads of them.
Yeah.
And they were a bit weird that way. But with mermaids, the half fish, half person, that goes back to there's cave paintings on walls from prehistoric man that apparently show
Yeah.
half person, and it goes back. Homer made it famous because he wrote the big story about it, but he didn't
Yeah.
invent it. He got it from sailors, from from the stories that were going around. But then you've got to think that sailors were at sea for a long time, and a lot of them had scurvy. So,
And like I said to you earlier, they name the states like mermaids with the actual manatees.
the manatees. That's right. Yeah, they did. I mean, you've got to be pretty delirious to see a manatee and think, "Oh, that looks like a naked woman with a fish tail." You've got to be a long time.
But yeah, it's like through the centuries, like with sirens, it's like it got watered down to them not being half bird, half woman, to now being half woman, half fish. It's like sort of got watered down through the centuries to them
Yeah,
being mermaids. But like the sirens are completely different to mermaids, because like you
they
think of
were.
mermaids, you think of the Little Mermaids. Good old
Well, you do.
Ariel.
To be fair, it's the same with fairies. I mean, in the original, if you look at original stories of fairies, the fairies were nasty. They were not
Yeah.
nice little tiny people with fluttery rings that come and grant you wishes and flit about your face. And they were, you know, they lure you into dangerous situations and make you lose your way, and they play tricks on you, and they can be quite vicious and nasty, and they steal your children and all sorts of things.
Oh yeah, that's the changelings, isn't it? The changelings that do that.
Yeah.
Is it if you step in a fairy circle?
That's it. Yeah, it's supposed to get visited by some awful witch fairy that comes from the other land.
Yeah, takes your baby and replaces it with a changeling.
Yeah. Lovely
Nice.
stories. I personally think whoever invented that one just ate the mushrooms and probably shouldn't have.
Yeah. You know, mushrooms. Oh, what's something?
But I mean,
It was.
I have got a video. I have got a
Oh, yes, you do.
video here of there was cave paintings found somewhere in Egypt, somewhere close to the border of Libya. And apparently these videos do show people swimming, which is okay, fair enough. People could swim. But also these things with this tail.
Oh yeah.
So
No, yeah.
so you've got this kind of fishy tail. But I mean, these are cave paintings. They could mean anything. I mean, who knows what these people were seeing and dealing with back in that time. But
Yeah.
see if I can get it to where the next bit is. So these, I think this is people swimming, but they look a bit more like crickets to me. I'm not sure what's going on in some of these.
Oh, the middle one looks like a cricket.
It's like, are you sure it's people swimming? Where's the next bit? Are you going to show it? Show the next bit. And so there's this bit here, yeah. So
Wow, yeah.
and you've got them fighting them. So you've got bows and arrows and things going on, and then this. I mean, that's to me. And what people have suggested is that there was some war between people and you know, fish folk.
Yeah.
Which kind of is what it looks like there. But that was on a cave in the middle of, you know, Egypt.
Oh, in Egypt.
Yeah. Along the border of Libya and Egypt somewhere.
That's amazing.
So who knows? Who knows? We've got a lot of chatter going on about what the song was the sirens used to sing that attracted.
What's not attracting them? Do you think it was symbolic or literal? Oh, good question.
I mean, we're talking about the supernatural here, aren't we? So I don't think it was a song per se. I don't think they were, you know, belting out Beyonce or anything.
No, it's meant to be like a humming, wasn't it, of some sort?
Yeah. Which, I mean, there is actually some scientific evidence to show that certain notes and certain frequencies does affect the human mind.
Yeah.
Can send people into trance-like states, can send people insane if it goes to a certain pitch. So yeah, the siren song I expect would be more like just a note and a frequency.
Yeah, I believe that's what it would be. So yeah, I don't think they're singing words in that. Well, was it the sirens used to use? Let me find it. Yeah, instruments that they used.
You think of, I know logic doesn't come into a great deal of this, but if you think of it sort of logically, if they're half bird, maybe they are twittering more than singing. Because some notes that birds hit can drive you mad, especially when you're trying to sleep at 6 a.m.
It was something like a harp, and there was something else that the sirens used. Some kind of musical instrument. I know there was different kinds, but do you think I can find it now? I'm a bit.
Of course not.
Yeah,
We can have one of these chats going smoothly with everything working. That would be silly.
I am prepared. Honestly, I am.
Harps and lyres, Simon says. Harps and lyres.
That's
Lyres
the
is a
one.
musical instrument, not
That's
as in
the
people
one.
who don't tell the truth.
Thank you, Simon. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, harps and lyres. Yeah, but that's what the sirens used to use, apparently, among other instruments. And also, apparently, they weren't just women; they were men as well.
I'd love to know how they played a harp with wings.
Impressive. Didn't think of that.
Interesting.
What was it? They. No, here it is.
What are you doing?
Looking right. To start with, apparently, combination of both woman and bird in early Greek art, they were represented as birds with a woman's head, bird feathers, and scaly feet. But then later on, they were represented as female figures with legs of birds, with or without wings, playing a variety of instruments like harps and lyres.
Isn't there an Egyptian god that was very similar to that?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of the same with all the things that we're left with now. It's kind of filtered through all the different major civilizations. You know, the big Greek civilization, the Egyptian civilization, and they kind of borrow all these myths.
I read
and legends.
about that apparently with the Egyptians, and apparently that's where they got it from, about the Egyptian god. I can't remember who it was.
I think it's Horus. Well, yeah. And then it gets watered down a little bit more, so then we got the half fish. But there is a hell of a lot of lore. There's a lot more lore that I found to do with the merfolk as we know it, mermaids, than there is, you know, the half bird siren.
Well, I didn't know they were half birds until I did the research on it. Because I literally, that's what I thought. They were half, half fish, half woman. But apparently not.
Apparently not. No, we got I mean, maybe they. Oh, we're talking about them like they were actually a genus in society, and you know they've developed. maybe like the human species, some went on the bird path and others went on the fish path.
I think that only changed when it came to Anglo-Saxon time, and that's when it became half woman, half fish.
There is a where is it? Some island somewhere.
Oh, hold on. Is it?
Oh no, this is a video. This is a video that was shot by some German tourists on a boat off Mallorca. And it shows something sitting on a rock. But I mean, that literally could be anything. The definition there is terrible. I mean, it's moving, so it's not a statue. So, I mean, that seriously could be anything. There's another one. The other video there that I've shared with you is another one. It's another video shot. Oh, let's turn the sound off on that. So there's that thing slithering off the rock there. It turns to have a look, and then slithers into the ocean.
Oh yeah. I wonder what that could be, though.
I mean, that could just as easily be CGI. That's the only problem with any of this stuff. That is sort of a big problem that you've got with all this. I mean, there is another video. Let me share this one with you. This is supposed to be definitive evidence that merfolk travel in schools like dolphins do. Oh, it's not gonna let me bring it up. That's the one. Now, anyone who has watched us, oh, it won't let me. It won't let me share anything more with you. Can I take these off? I can't take them off. You have to.
See if I can get them off. Right, kick my studio. No. Oh. I have accidentally removed Terry by mistake. That was used on the Discovery Channel. Thank you, interview of mermaids. Yeah, I believe that's right, Craig. Right, I've got to try and get Terry back. Trust me to mess up. Oh no. Right, so I'm going to carry on until I can get Terry back. Right, I'm going to go on to fairies. Now, we all know the story of Conan Arthur Doyle. And we know that, oh, here she is. Sorry, Terry.
I'm going to go cry in a corner.
I thought I was booting off the videos that you put on. My fault. This is why I'm technically challenged. I'm leaving this to Kerry next time. She can.
What I was trying to share with you is this. As anyone who knows who's been watching us, we obviously knew each other from Tenerife. Now, in Tenerife, I ran a video production company which worked primarily on the boats. And if anyone knows Tenerife, the south coast of Tenerife, there's a little island just off called La Gomera. And in that space between Tenerife and La Gomera, it goes as deep down as it does up on the mountains. Which means there's dolphins and whales there 24/7.
Yeah.
They're always there all year round. They don't migrate.
No, I've got pilot whales, weren't they? You get loads
You
of
get
them.
pilot. Well, you get every single whale coming through. In my time working on the video production company, we were at sea on every boat trip that went out to watch the whales and dolphins, and we were recording. I've seen so much stuff when we were out there recording. I mean, if you think about, we've only explored, I think it's like 5% of the world's oceans. There is so much stuff out there. I've seen so much stuff when I was out on the boats doing various things. But I have seen schools of dolphins like this. This was shot with a drone. And they're claiming that this is a school of mer people. Now, to me, that is most definitely a school of dolphins.
Yeah.
But there is, if you look, and I won't point them out because I don't want to direct anyone. If you want to go back and have a look at this when we finished it, there is one or two things jumping in that water that doesn't look the same as all the rest.
Yeah.
So if, for example, say there are merfolk and say they do swim and go in schools, would they maybe swim alongside or within a school of dolphins to help chase down the food or whatever it is that they're in the process of doing, for protection, for, fun, maybe even, who knows? Yeah. So I'll play that one more time. And most of these are dolphins, but there are one or two that I've seen that just look a tiny bit different to the others. And I'm not going to point them out. I don't want to direct anyone to anything, but you make up your own mind. Ooh, the drone. So, I mean, it could be. The world is a strange and unusual place.
Oh, it's huge. You can't. I mean, apparently, like I say, I go in the sea. Like you could go. Is it like this big cloud thing, isn't it? You could go under that, and there's just more. That's.
Oh yeah, down the is it the what's it trench?
Yeah, that's the one.
There's a
under that. Like no one's can. Is it the splash with the outstretched arm?
There's a few of them. Yeah, there is a few. So if you think
Yeah, I
about
see what you're talking about,
dolphins
Simon.
are
Yeah.
streamlined. Dolphins are streamlined. They have noses. They are designed to make us, to be as streamlined as possible. But if they're messing around, they do tend to open their fins and flap. They're playful creatures. They do it all the time. I've seen one of my cameramen was hanging over the front of the catamaran, and this dolphin comes up. I used to have this brilliant shot. It comes swimming under the catamaran, looks up with one eye, sees what we're doing, and I honestly believe understood absolutely what we were doing, went forward a little bit, and then just splashed the camera with its tail before shooting off. You can almost hear it laughing.
Oh, I love dolphins. I mean, they are so smart, dolphins. I think they're the
So
most beautiful
yes,
creatures.
when they are going in pods like that, they have fun. They swim about. They play. But there are just one or two things in amongst all that that just look a bit odd to me.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I didn't see it. I was
Just looks
looking
a
so hard,
little
I
bit
can't
odd.
see it.
Do you want me to see if I can highlight it? Let me
Oh
see
yeah, do you want to have
if I
it
can
back?
pause it. The one that I see, the big one that I see, is where's it gone? I think. Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can get to where it is. That's definitely a dolphin. That is definitely a dolphin. I think it's up here. Oh, I don't think you can't see my cursor, can you?
No.
Up in sort of the top right hand pile of things jumping. There's one that's just a little bit different. There's one that's a bit longer and looks like it has arms.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Good damn drone misses it, turns round.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it could just be a dolphin having a bit of a laugh, jumping out sideways or something. Who knows? But yeah, who knows? The thing is with mermaids, there's such a fascination, a massive fascination with them. I mean, I showed you earlier the company that I ran when I lived on mainland Spain. We sold mermaid fins,
Yeah,
and we had a massive sort of mermaid-esque thing. So I did quite a lot of research, but you know, there are people who actually have the job of being a mermaid. They practice holding their breath, they practice swimming underwater. So you do get
yeah.
these videos of underwater shots of mermaid, and you're like, well, yeah, it looks really good, but it's probably a person in a suit holding their breath.
It could be,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And I've got that other video. Let's see which one it is. Come on, don't be slow. Don't be slow. This is an underwater shot of a mermaid. Is it going to share?
Oh, right, let's get it.
Enough for that. To
Oh, I
me,
think I've seen this video before.
that is a person in a
Suit. That
suit.
looks like a person in a suit.
I mean, there's lessons. You can go on YouTube and learn how to swim like a mermaid. You
Yeah,
know?
because people have jobs doing it as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, I can't remember where it is. It might be Dubai. It's the type of place that do it, where you sit in a restaurant and you've got people in their mermaids.
Who dive down and swim, yeah, and they hold their breath for minutes on end.
Yeah, it is amazing how they do it. But yeah, I mean, that is literally what it looks like. But I said there's not much to go on when it comes to sirens. It is
No.
basically all mythology.
It is all mythology. It's like they went extinct
Yeah,
when the Greek Empire fell. And they migrated to the water. Who knows?
yeah.
Who knows? I mean, I
We don't
don't know.
know.
I don't know too much about the origins of the sirens, and I mean, like, mermaids is a thing that I know about, the merfolk, because obviously
Yeah.
I ran this business for 2 years that was dealing with them. But yeah, it's I don't know. I'd love to think that it is real. I think there's more chance of a mermaid or a colony of mermaid or merfolk hiding and being real than there is sirens in this day and age.
Yeah. Living in Atlantis.
Sunk beneath the waves.
See, when I think of like, oh, what's he called? Aquaman.
Aquaman, yes. I would be quite happy if Aquaman would just suddenly show up.
Oh,
Only
yeah,
if
I
he looks
do.
like Jason Momoa, though. I'm not interested if he looks like the cartoons.
No, no. Jason
Eat that
Momoa
one.
is a good choice to be Aquaman. I'm like, oh, and he's huge.
He is. I've got his phone number.
Really?
I do. Yeah. Oh, yeah, really. I do. I do. He's in my phone book. I've never rang it, but I do have his phone number.
How did you get his phone number?
Oh, long story. I had a brief relationship with the guy who was the PA to, and I always forget his name. The guy who played the latest Superman, The Witcher.
Oh, Henry Cavill.
That's the one. So the guy who was the PA to Henry Cavill, I had a brief relationship with him, and he had lots of phone numbers of lots of people. And yeah, I have a few.
Ooh. Henry Cavill and Jason Momoa, yes, please. God, we've
Everyone's
got way off
agreeing with a little
topic
bit of
now.
Aquaman. I think we all want a little bit of Aquaman.
Gone from sirens to talking about men.
Yeah.
It's Thursday,
That's
no
what happens when you get a load of single women together, isn't it? Maybe we should move on to fairies.
Yeah, nothing. We've done our sirens, so yeah, we'll go on to fairies now.
So fairies.
So my first one, I was going to talk about Arthur Conan Doyle and obviously the
Yeah, those
fairies
two
that we
girls.
face.
Yeah.
Um,
That's really what kicked it all off for everybody, wasn't it? Those two girls way back in the, what was it, the 40s, 30s? I don't even know when it was. It was a while back.
I think it was the 40s. Yeah, I think it was the 40s. Early 40s. I think it
Early
was,
40s.
yeah, early 40s.
Beginning of the war sort of time, was it? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Obviously, they'd done the daughter and the cousin what bored. Was it so bad she went down the stream and she got her feet wet or something, or shoes
She got
wet?
a dress wet, didn't she? And
Yeah.
and then she
And she
blamed it on
went
the
back to her
fairies.
mum and dad and she said it was the fairies.
And then they went off and took some photos with an old sort of camera. I think I've got one here. Oh, hang on. So yeah, if you look up on Google, there's a few of the photos. I'm not quite sure how they bought into it, to be honest, because if you look at the photos now, it is so blatant that it's a picture, a
Yeah.
cutout.
Yeah, they cut out paper, weren't it?
It is so obvious. I don't know if I can share this in any way, shape, or form without saving it. No, I probably can't. If
But I will
I
say, if you want a good
share
laugh,
the
have a look
screen.
at this on Drunk Histories. It is funny,
Oh,
but
it is
obviously you're learning while
funny.
you're laughing. Oh, something's coming on. Oh,
So
yeah.
if I share that, does that come up on yours? So let's see if I can make that one bigger. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, this is just
I mean,
coming
yeah,
up.
just looking at it. I mean, they use paper cutouts of the fairies.
Yeah. And it doesn't really look real at all.
No, you could clearly see. But Conan Arthur Doyle was like, yes, no, they are real.
That's real. Like, no, it's really not.
And yeah, it's funny. So I sent Simon the attachment to the drunk histories of
Well, why don't you put it in the comments so everyone can have a look at it after we've finished talking, obviously.
yeah, I should put it up. It is really funny. I know there's 3 parts, but I only got 2.
But it's a very amusing look at the whole process. I mean, it sounds like a story that's been made up, but they really did do this. These 2 young girls got in trouble for getting dirty and getting wet, blamed it on the fairies. In an attempt to avoid getting punished, went off and took a load of photos to prove to their parents that it was the fairies that did it. And was it the mother that was part of that theological society or whatever it is?
Yeah, she was. He wasn't the believer, but she was.
Yeah, and so she took it there, and they all bought it as well. All these men going, "Oh, look, it's proof of fairies." Took it off to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. He went, "Oh yeah, this is definitely real."
You're like, oh, these Sherlock Holmes and all of that, and then I love
I
Sherlock.
know it was way back in the day, and they didn't really have, they weren't as knowledgeable about being able to fake things as we are nowadays. They were a little bit more naive about these things than we are now. But I mean, it doesn't take it doesn't take a neuroscientist to figure out that that's a bit of
Yeah.
Oh, but bless them. But that kicked it all off with the fairies.
Yes, because everyone got into it then.
Everyone got into it, and everyone was searching for them. Yeah. I mean, they were around a lot longer before that. Like I said, the fairies, they kind of kicked off the whole fairies are sweet and lovely little people in dresses flitting about and playing.
Bell.
But I mean, the original fairy myths, they were
dark,
unpleasant imps, very dark.
Not
More like the fairies in what's that film with Will Smith? Oh, that's gonna bug me.
What to do with fairies?
Oh, hang on, I'll find it in a minute. It's all like the mythical creatures have been proven, and he has to work with like an ogre or something. Which one is it? Oh God, he's been in a lot of movies.
But yeah, like I said, you go back to fairies as like Celtic.
Right. That's the one.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, that's a Netflix film. I've watched it as well.
Yeah, it is a good movie.
Yeah, but that was a fairy, or was it an elf?
That was a fairy. That was a fairy that he beats to death on his front lawn.
Right, seen it, watch it. He's really funny. I can't remember, but I know, like, that girl. I can't remember if she was an elf or a fairy. I think she was an elf that he had to protect, even the ogre.
I think she was an elf.
I can't remember. Yes. It was a long time I watched it.
Yeah.
Oh yes, thank you, Craig. Yeah, right. Yeah, see, he knows. But yeah, like I said, you've got the fairy circle.
Yeah.
Isn't that it's not a good thing to stand in a fairy circle, is it?
No, you shouldn't stand in them at all. That's when all bad things happen to you. And if you're walking in the countryside and you lose your way, you get confused, you don't know where you are, that's the fairies.
You know what Simon's written?
Simon.
I knew a fairy once, the name was Nuff. Fair enough.
I think we should be thankful that stayed quite a clean joke, because that could have gone a different way altogether.
Could you imagine? I said anything clean dirty? No. Got to be a good
So
girl.
when I was doing a little bit of research into fairies. I mean, this wasn't to do with this particular thing. I did this a little while back. I stumbled across a guy who's on YouTube. If you want to look him up, his name's Erwin Saunders, Saunders, Erwin Saunders. He's got maybe 5 or 6 videos up on YouTube, and then he's disappeared, and nobody seems to know what's happened to him. You do any kind of search on him, and everyone's like, "Where's he gone? Where's he gone?" And he seems to have just disappeared and fallen off the face of the earth. But he's done a few videos where he's gone out and he's trying to find pixies. And he basically sets up, he goes into the middle of the forest in England and he sits down, and he's this kind of doddery old man with a white beard and a hat and everything, and he's a bit awkward and a bit uncomfortable being in front of the camera. And he sits in these glades with the camera on, and he finds pixies. I'll show you a little bit of this video that I found. Let me share the screen for blah. Which one is it?
Hi, Jason.
I'll share the screen for this one.
Right, let's get this up.
So is that up? Let me see. So I'll play a little bit before then so you can see the kind of chappy he is. So this is him, just so you can see what sort of person he is.
They like these covered areas because they can't be seen by any buzzards and things flying around. And this is an area which I've seen them before.
So this is him. So he's this doddery little man.
8 years ago.
And then
that's a good thing, because as I say, they're nomadic, so
he shows this.
Watching behind me on the edge. I think I've got the right spot. Oh, it's just there. Ah, you see, that was a quick glimpse there. Yeah. Okay. No, he's not there. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing. Oh, there he is. Okay, it's there. Oh, well, at least we've got a shot of one. Let's keep it up there.
Is there any way of enlarging it, Terry?
Let's see if I can do that. Hang on. If I go like this, is that any?
I was a bit loud there, and I was talking.
Is that any better?
No, the screen's still the same size.
That's
hang on, let me pause this guy.
That's it.
That's it, yeah? Okay, yeah. So let me go back to that then. I'll put that really loud now. Let's put that down a bit.
Oh, it's just there. Ah, you see, that was a quick glimpse there. Yeah. Okay. No, he's not there. Oh, sorry about that. He was doing. Oh, there he is. Okay, it's there. Oh, well.
That is good. Like you look at it, you think, is that real? Is it so cynical in that way? But like, you can't really tell if that's real or not. Looking at that,
you can't. And he has a few, and some of them are a bit clearer than others. But yeah, he has completely disappeared. But when you do, I did a little bit of research, as I do, because that's what I like doing. And I think that I've tracked him down. So,
oh really?
There
Really?
is a chap called Paul Smith who looks incredibly like him. Okay, almost a spitting image, maybe just with, if he tidied up his beard and changed his glasses a little bit. And Paul Smith owns a company called Busty Kelp, and they are a digital performance capture company that do all these weird kind of digital enhancements and special effects.
Yeah.
So, and he looks very much like the same person. I'm wondering whether, someone busted him. And that's why he's come off as Erwin Saunders, because he's actually this Paul Smith guy. I don't know for sure. I kind of hope not, because I've watched all of Erwin Saunders' videos before I realised that he could probably be a fraud. And he is quite a lovable character, and I really want to believe in him.
He's a type of guy. You look at a guy, yeah, he's you see all the films and you have the old guy that does like discuss. It's like that's him.
Yeah, that is
He's
him.
If anyone's going to discover something, it looked like him.
It's going to be some guy in a field, in a forest, sitting on a pile of wet moss, yes. So I found that. Who knows? Again, if you want to believe, you believe. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, I mean you can't prove it either way. I was like Jason was saying, all right, Jason, when he said he done an investigation and him and one of his friends Luke saw a goblin.
Oh, right.
For what he thought was a goblin. He said it was a shadow or something of a creature that looked like a goblin. It was seen by myself and Luke. Yeah, I remember seeing the video, Jason.
Wow.
Oh, I didn't see it, but
like?
that's what they saw.
See, in my head, I've got like the goblins in oh, my brain has gone dead.
It's that time of night. I'll get you.
It is that time of night. In the goblins in where they steal the baby and she has to go get the baby.
Oh, Labyrinth!
No, Labyrinth. Thank you. I see those goblins.
Goblin King, Goblin King.
That's the one.
Baby far for me.
I see the long pointy nose. Not the cool like fire demons that take their body apart and stuff. Not those ones.
Yeah, they scared the crap out of me when I was a kid.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know.
Anyway, we got off course again. It was mocking us. In the photos of the fairies and the girls, one girl said that the 5th photo was real and she maintained that till the day she died.
Oh, you're talking about the Arthur Conan Doyle. Yes, that's right.
She did, but the other one didn't. So
was it the daughter that admitted it, or was it the cousin? I can't remember, but it was on the deathbed that she finally admitted that it was faked.
Yeah. I mean, the photos that I've seen do not look real. I'm sorry, they don't.
They look like CGI.
They do. They look like bits of paper cut out.
Yeah.
But what about that one that I showed you in the garden? So there is this one. Let's see if I can. There is this one. Now, this one was quite interesting to me because it starts off a very normal family video. It is a chappie. I'm just trying to make the screen big so you can see it. There we go. It is a chappie. The whole beginning of this video, you can see that I'm on like a minute 18. So that whole minute 18 is these 3 kids showing this chap around their garden, the trampoline and the slide and, the pond. And they're obviously showing him where they live and where they're playing. And it's a very, very normal video right up until, well, you'll see.
They're still on it.
There's
They all fallen.
some there, and most of them are on the floor. What's that? What's what? There, look. Right up there. Insect.
Is that an insect? Let's have a look. What is it?
I don't know. Oh my god.
Oh.
So there.
Yeah, do you think you'd be able to pause it as it comes?
Yeah. Where is it? Let's see.
Oh my.
Yeah, see, like, is that CGI? I
can't tell.
can't tell if that's CGI or not.
You've got
It
this
looks
thing.
CGI to me.
Yeah, I mean, you've got this thing. Whereas, if you filmed something so as unusual as a fairy, it would look CGI, even if you'd filmed it really, because it's just not something usual that you'd
No,
film.
that's what it is. Like,
I mean, the only thing that attracts me to this video is just how normal it is coming up to it with the 3 kids, you know, and it's a kid that goes, "Oh, what's that? What's what? You know, is that an insect?" The
yeah,
thing I hate most about this is the sound it makes.
yeah. I mean, Jason's saying dragonfly can look humanoid, but I've never seen a dragonfly with
It's got
legs
arms.
like that. I don't know. When it's got arms, it's got legs, and dragonflies don't have arms or legs. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen a dragonfly look like that. Not gonna
No.
lie.
I mean, look. It's just really weird. And the sound it makes. And it comes at him as well.
Like reaction.
Ugh.
Oh.
Oh, what would your reaction be? It's the sound it makes. I really just don't like that sound.
Oh my god.
And it's so quick.
Yeah.
Ah,
And the kids are gone.
yeah, the kids are away.
I mean, guys, people that are here on the chat, what do you think of that video? I mean, I'm not sure. I want to believe, but I don't know.
Yeah. It's so difficult. Because
unless you actually get confronted with one, it's like you don't believe it unless you actually see it with your own eyes.
It's so
Bit
easy
like
to
you,
fake
Jason, with the
stuff
goblin.
nowadays. Yeah,
I
exactly.
mean, he said it was like an alien grey with a webbing down its back, but black, not grey. I mean, unless you actually see that, you're not going to believe it.
No. No,
Active,
and if you film that, it's just going to look like someone in a costume.
Yeah. Simon acted, in my opinion. I found this late. The children found disavowed. I hope not.
One of them evil fairies.
Damn, Jason. Jesus. No, don't disavow children. Or they'll be changed over with changelings.
Yeah.
It's not them no more. Oh, Jason. I don't know what to say to that. Disavow children.
That sort of ends the conversation.
Anyone wants spaghetti? Oh my god.
Oh.
Actually, now you say it, yes. Yes, I do.
Something seriously wrong with you, child.
Oh god. Someone's been watching too many horror movies.
But yeah, I don't think we've come to any conclusions.
Keep
Proven or
playing
disproven
the video. don't think there's much more. Jason wants you to play it to the end.
Oh, that's the wrong one. There we go. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, he just runs off.
Oh my god.
I love that. Ooh.
Oh, there's a fairy dressed as Jigsaw. Oh my god. But yeah, so we've done this on sirens and fairies and literally come to no conclusion.
Yeah, it's just been a bit of a word vomit of it, isn't it?
So yeah, we're not really come to conclusion. I don't know what you got. Well, I'll get what Jason and Simon think. Don't need to even ask you guys. But yeah, leave your comments what you think. I mean, I want to believe. Have you ever seen the old film Peter Pan?
I do
believe in fairies. I do. I do.
I do. I'm like I said at the beginning. I'm choosing to believe. I choose to believe.
I want to believe in everything. That's why I chose this field. That's why I love doing the paranormal.
Absolutely.
And like mythology. You got to have. I know some people go, well, I'm going to dismiss everything, but it's
and
like,
you've got to also think
you
that
can't see it, you don't believe it. But I was like, well, that's the same as air. You know it's there because you die without it, but you can't see it.
And you've got to remember that, what was it, 10, 15 years ago, science couldn't prove that bees could fly. So, you know, according to science, bees couldn't fly. They couldn't figure out how bees could fly. That the size of their wings to the size of their body, they shouldn't have been able to fly. So if bees weren't as prevalent around the world as they are, if there was only one colony of bees in outer Mongolia somewhere, and you just had a few people going, oh, I saw this little fluffy bumble thing, science were going, no, you didn't. That's crap. Can't happen. And would have not even looked into it. So who knows what's out there? They're discovering new things every day. I've got to say that the conversation is going to start getting very rude.
So get me a goblin, Simon. In fact,
don't read it out
loud. Gobble, gobble.
When you start talking about goblin, it all goes downhill from there.
Oh, what's B movie? I've watched the B movie. That's so. I love B movie. That's funny.
Don't go into the light.
So
pretty.
It's like a moth. Oh yes, it's like the Mothman. I'll put a meme up about the Mothman. Who would win against the a light and the Mothman? Like, always win. It's like one of them lanterns. Oh, look at the light. So yeah, we've come to the end of our show. Thank you guys for joining. Obviously, in 2 weeks' time, we're going to be doing Bigfoot and Loch Ness. So that'll be a good one. I'll try and find some footage. Well, obviously, it's not real footage because it's not evidence, but we'll just see what we can find and get.
We could be really lucky and be like Harry and the Hendersons and get Bigfoot in live.
Yes. I used to love Harry and the Hendersons. That was amazing. I was like, I want him to come live with me. I want Harry. But yeah, so I know Kerry and Sarah are doing a live next week. Kerry, can you write down what your live is next week, babe, please? So also remember we have Jess that does her videos. She's doing cryptozoology now, I believe. So check her out on TikTok. She is absolutely amazing. We're on Instagram. Obviously, we're on Facebook. Find us on YouTube.
We're everywhere, baby.
Right, Kerry and Sarah doing Sybil Leek next week. She's a really interesting person, Sybil Leek. Obviously, she's a witch and that. Amazing. So I'm really looking forward to next week. So check in, guys, please. It'll be amazing. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Terry.
Thank you. It was interesting.
We'll see you in 2 weeks and check Kerry and Sarah out next week with Sybil Leeks. Good night, folks.
Bye-bye.